Today we welcome Mr. Chaitanya Korane, currently working as Chief Executive Officer at Kinetic Engineering Limited. He has accomplished his B.Tech degree in mechanical stream from Indian Institute of Technology, Banaras Hindu University, Varanasi. Also, he has completed PGDM Business Administration, Management and Operations from Indian Institute of Management, Bangalore. Mr. Chaitanya has shouldered various responsibilities in various prestigious organizations. To name a few, he has worked as Vice President Marketing at Maini Precision Products Private Limited, Chief Executive Officer at CRI Pumps Private Limited, and Vice President at EEX Aerospace. Chaitanya sir will take us through the various branches of mechanical engineering field and guide us about the various career options and new areas which the students can explore. Let's meet and hear from Mr. Chaitanya Korane.
Mechanical engineering is the foundation of all engineering functions. So nothing can really actually work without a mechanical engineer. But however, in the last 10 years, 15 years time, a lot of changes have happened in the field because computers have also entered a lot of fields in the process. So mechanical engineering now, apart from the core engineering of design and manufacturing and other things, you also have to look at applications which are more specialized, like maybe robotics and automation and other areas which were earlier not so popular, like aviation or aeronautical and other things. Apart from that, integrating the computers into manufacturing processes, what is called as Industry 4, and so interconnected machines. These are the newer areas which are coming up with newer and newer applications and newer ways of manufacturing and improving efficiencies and productivities and accuracies of all the things. So these are the new areas which are really emerging in the mechanical engineering field. Having said that, it is very important that unless the foundations of the basic mechanical engineering are clear, other things and these kinds of developments really make no sense, because if you do not have your fundamentals right, everything else further is of really no use. So yes, there are a lot of new areas which have emerged, but everything rests on the basics which need to be very clear and very clearly followed and understood. That is definite. I think physics, chemistry, mathematics is basic. Nowadays, I don't know whether there is a field called technical subject wherein you could really take up actual technical subjects like maybe carpentry or forgery and forgings and other things, that kind of things, machine drawings, uh, that kind of things used to be there. So if there is an option of studying those specific subjects also, which they definitely help, because they help you prepare for some of the basics which you will learn subsequently once you get into the mechanical engineering course. You see, if you look at the way the engineering courses are organized, I mean, there are national level institutes like IITs and other things. There are other good private colleges or universities like BITS Pilani or BIT or some other institutes. Others are regional engineering colleges located various places in all over the country and in different states. And then there are state colleges, state universities and other things in which all these are there. Now typically IITs have their own entrance exam. There are many colleges which or deemed universities, they have their own separate entrance exams. Some of these people also use IIT's entrance exam as a reference for getting admissions by the student. So if maybe IIT admission can get closed, say at 5,000 rank, the private colleges which refer to IIT entrance exam as a qualifying examination may take students based on that ranking as well. Then there are regional engineering colleges. There are state-wise entrances, central examinations, which conduct, and then everything is on the basis of the ranks. Some have national quotas, like there are independent institutes like say Vellore Institute of Technology or some other institutes. They have again their own entrance exams. So you will have to, so these are the various kinds of entrance exams which are conducted by various colleges, and that's how you actually get admissions. I think the calendar starts from somewhere around November each year. IITs, because so many people apply for the entrance exams, they conduct it in two stages. There is one JEE, then JEE Advanced, or JEE Mains and JEE Advanced, what you call. So that starts from November onwards. Some people have it in December. Typically up to May, you will have entrance exams. And June, July onwards, colleges typically start. Now, preparations, if you look at it, because the number of people is disproportionately high, and the number of course, the number of engineering colleges are also very high. A very high number of engineers. I think, if I'm not mistaken, India produces the largest number of engineers in the world. But all of them are not really good quality. So if you really want to get into a good college, you need to prepare very well, because you're competing against lakhs of students across the country. So you need to be really, at least JEE and other top institutions, they basically assess you more from the point of your understanding, basic understanding, and its application of what you have learnt. It's purely 12th standards, physics, chemistry, maths, and other things, but they check your understanding and the application of that understanding to specific kinds of problems. So you need to be very clear to here by rote doing something will not work. At least I'm talking more from the top institutes point of view, but that's what I think all our students should be pursuing. So you need to understand the basics of and basic concepts of each subject, each topic, whatever may be there in the subject, and how it is applied in that. So you need to be good at mathematics, you need to be good at physics and its laws and other things, and its applications of how things work and other things. Yes, like chemistry will have some things which you will have to learn it by heart so that you can reproduce it. But you need to understand, if you don't know, if you want to make a logical guess of a certain thing, you should be able to think logically and arrive at an answer logically, which will depend on how well you have understood that particular topic and subject. So focus more on application, focus more on understanding the basics and clearing the basic concepts, because there are a lot of confusing questions which may get asked, which appear very, very similar, and it becomes very confusing to answer. So unless you know really what is the correct way of interpreting a particular topic or a law or a rule or whatever it may be, you will not be able to do it right. So that is what I think you should prepare. Yes, people have been preparing from 8th standard and all that. Well, I personally do not like it, but that's the way it is today. So if you are very clear you want to be an engineer, well, you might as well start in this 8th standard, 9th standard or whatever. If not, please focus on getting your fundamentals right. You will do well. But given the competition, yes, everything is difficult, not so easy. You see, nowadays, since there is a common entrance examination, the branches are decided at the time when you are actually entering. So earlier times, yes, there used to be 1 year which was common. Everybody there is studying basically the same subjects, and second year onwards you select a particular branch of your choice, or what may be available and what can be available based on your marks. But now, based on the entrance exam results itself, you're required to select a particular option, what may be available based on your rank and the seats available in whatever colleges that you want. So it is decided at the time of entrance exam itself. The course is typically 4 years now. So first year, most of the colleges will have same subjects across all branches. There's basically no difference, because they kind of repeat a little bit of what you have learnt in 12th standard, ensure that you have understood it well, maybe give a little bit of a orientation of what further applications may be there and other things. And thereafter, then from second year onwards, specific subjects related to that particular branch will follow. So that is how typically it is now. Well, given that now there are everything, admission process is based on entrance exams, 12th standard marks per se make no sense. However, every college has a certain minimum criteria. So everyone expects, say, minimum 60% or 70% or whatever as a cutoff for 12th standard. This is primarily so to bring every college and the 12th standard board across all the country on a uniform platform. It's very difficult to do it without a common base. So they just have a cutoff, and then there is a common entrance exam which everybody appears. So it automatically kind of gets equalized. So, so to speak, no, 12th standard marks do not make any difference nowadays. You need to have bare minimum as specified as per the eligibility criteria, and that's it. There's nothing more. See, the basic things will be, of course, there are areas related to design, there are areas related to manufacturing, various kinds of processes, various kind of ways of cutting metal or cutting plastics or any kind of materials and assembling and other things. There are areas of validating the strength of materials or strength of the design so that it doesn't break. I mean, you start driving a car and something breaks, that's not acceptable. So that is basically the design which is there, then ensuring that the design is valid to do a lot of calculations on strength of material, strength of the assemblies and vibrations and all kinds of things. So that is another area. There is something related to fluids, fluid dynamics, fluid handling, fluid management, pumping, solutions related to that. There is something related to heat transfer, which is thermodynamics, what you study in 12th standard and things like. So how heat transfer takes place and its applications related to that variety of things. Nowadays, there are courses also included which will give you an orientation about computer based, either engineering, manufacturing, design, whatever it may be, its applications. Some colleges may have some electives related to these newer areas of applications like automation or robotics or aerospace or anything special advanced materials and that kind of thing. So these are typically the kind of applications which are there. Yes, I think there are postgraduate opportunities both inside as well as outside the country. Uh, the areas which I mentioned, which are typically for mechanical engineering, they are the areas in which you can do post graduation. Even PhD in those areas is possible. So both in India as well as abroad, there are opportunities for doing that. Of course, the numbers keep changing. I mean, if you have 100 engineers who are graduating, maybe only 5 engineers may go for post graduation or something like that. In India, at least. Abroad, maybe a lot of people go abroad for further studies in various of these areas. They can be more than 10-15% of the people probably still go abroad. So that is another opportunity which you can pursue in that. I personally feel it is kind of very, very related. Production engineering, if you look at it, is more how I can transfer, I mean, translate a design which is conceptualized into a physical product in the most efficient manner, both in terms of cost of manufacturing, efficiency of usage of materials and all other things. So production engineering focuses on transferring the design into a physical product. Mechanical engineering to that extent will probably focus more on designing from a concept which is given to it, but designing such that it works when it is a physical product is being produced and it lasts at the cost that is desired, at the efficiencies which is required and quality that is required. So that is the primary difference between mechanical and this thing, production engineering. And so different applications may have different differences will be there in some way or the other in each of them. But if you look at it, generally they all will form the universe of mechanical engineering as against say chemical engineering or civil engineering or something like that. So these are all kind of slightly sliced out areas of mechanical engineering, a little bit different here and there, but everybody will have to know the basics of all this to be able to do their jobs properly. There are lots of opportunities in each of these areas. I mean, you can be a design engineer, you will design products. You can be a analysis engineer or using computers, computer aided engineering or doing an engineering calculations related to the product. You can be a production engineer, actually supervising the production. You can be a maintenance engineer, actually maintaining the machines which produce a particular part. You can also be a marketing engineer, because if you are a good personality for interacting with people and a good knowledge of the product, you can sell better always. So even that opportunity exists. So in my opinion, in mechanical engineering being kind of a foundational engineering branch, opportunity across all areas of applications, all areas of engineering, you have opportunities. So no dearth, I would say. Again, related to these applications, you can start a design house where you undertake design based on a specification which is given to you. You can be a testing laboratory. You can set up calibration or inspection agencies. You can, of course, setting up your own workshop to produce things is obviously the first kind of an option. Uh, you can undertake third party maintenance activities, third party installation of erection and commissioning of various plants and equipments. These are all upon in a small way. I mean, you can always, as an individual, undertake a job of installation of a pump, for example, in some places, or a pumping system or something like that on a small scale. But at the same time, look at companies like Larsen and Toubro. They undertake huge projects which undertake complete installation and commissioning of a complete plant, say fertilizer plant or a cement plant or other things. So in each of these areas, a lot of outsourcing opportunities exist. In this, a lot of large companies outsource some parts of their work to smaller companies, smaller agencies. That chain continues. So you can be any part of that chain and be an independent, either a service provider or a manufacturer or a supplier or in any of this. So there are opportunities depending on your interest and how much investment you can do. That's all possible on that. You see, unfortunately, because of the way our education system is today, there are lots of there are colleges which are like world standard, world class colleges, compete with the best of the colleges abroad or all over the country. And there are colleges which really do not produce anything which will be useful to the industry. I am hoping that people who are looking at this are decently not joining such colleges. Uh, for people who have knowledge and who have some basic understanding, I don't think there are any dearth of opportunities. Because if you look at India as an economy, India itself is booming. So it opens up a lot of opportunities in a lot of areas. So you need to be little more industry focused in your course, or at least be more aware of what is being done in the industry and other things. There will be no problem. Today, because of computers entering almost every field, a lot of mechanical engineers also go as design engineers in the using computers. So for analysis, for design, for manufacturing related activities using computers, which a lot of people have interest in. But at the same time, other areas which I mentioned earlier, like production, manufacturing, maintenance, electrical designs, and all those kind of things, there is tremendous opportunity in the industry, especially because India is growing so rapidly and there are opportunities. But industry looks at people how well you know your basics, and obviously you need to have a personality which will also be reasonable for that particular job that the industry is looking for. But if you have that right, then absolutely there is no doubt. But I think in mechanical engineering, not getting a job is rather rare compared to other branches and other areas. If you look at it, is not so. So one need not worry about it. See, if you are more interested in enhancing your skill or knowledge in this area, yes, there are obviously maybe short-term or long-term courses which you can undertake, like CAD CAM CAE kind of softwares being used. That is definitely a useful area of knowledge. or specialized manufacturing processes like say laser cutting or laser welding or EDM or such kind of things. So these are others very specific niche areas of enhancement. There could be applications related to a specific industry like aerospace or robotics, uh, computers to machine interfaces, connecting that within a large network. So these are all opportunities which are probably not as common as at the graduate level, but there can be specializations or there can be specific short-term courses which will help you do that, which will open up further opportunities for you. So there are lots of opportunities for skill enhancement and development. I think the way computers are entering every area, including artificial intelligence and other things, interface with computers in all these areas is going to become increasingly more and more common. So, my opinion, that will become one. Secondly, because of the emissions and other global weather changes and climate changes applications, I think at least I see that a lot of opportunities will emerge in alternate fuel and alternate fuel related applications and enhancements or modifications or everything. So that could be another area of so mobility, climate change related things, more computers, automation related things. A lot of repetitive works which today are being done by humans, even today in mechanical engineering, that probably will get eliminated or reduced quite drastically. So that's where a lot of new opportunities for engineers will come up and will change the way today I may be doing a certain thing, but that will not probably the way another 10 years down the road will happen. So, my opinion, these will be the changes which will happen over the next 10 years' time. Uh, when we are talking about rural and urban divide, I've seen a lot of rural people coming from agricultural backgrounds, from relatively low income groups. They depend on maybe disposing of a little bit of land and then putting that, using that money for admissions, for donations or further studies and all that things. To all such people, my advice is please be very careful when you select a college. Uh, don't get carried away by the palatial buildings that are constructed or a huge space, land area which is available, well done that or whatever. Please look at what facilities they have, what kind of infrastructure, what kind of machinery or latest developments that they have, what kind of teachers they have, what kind of uh, job opportunities have been given, taken up by the past students. Look at all those aspects before you commit yourself to a particular college, because a lot of people I have seen, they have struggled subsequently, having gone and finished their engineering college by borrowing money from banks or any other lenders and other things, and not being able to repay it or being struggling to repay it because the college does not have that kind of quality what the industry expects. If you are a good person, if you have you've scored very well in entrance exams and you have a good college, don't worry about fees. There are a lot of opportunities by which individual private trusts, governments, government institutions, they will all support. You don't have to worry about educating yourself if you have got admission in a good college in anywhere in India. But if you have not got, then please be very careful about the colleges that you choose before committing to getting admission into that kind of colleges.
Changes in last 10 years. Computers have entered into lot of fields. New specialized applications have emerged. Robotics and automation, aviation, aeronautics. Industry 4.0. Integrating computers in manufacturing processes, interconnected machines. Newer ways of manufacturing, improving efficiency, productivity, accuracy. Eligibility. Science stream with physics, chemistry, mathematics. All are required. Technical subjects. if available as options: carpentry, forgery, machine drawing. National level institutes, for example IIT, private colleges or universities, for example BITS Pilani, VIT, regional engineering colleges, state colleges. Scholarships are available from private trusts or government institutions. Entrance exam: IIT JEE Mains and JEE Advanced. Students get national rank through these entrance exams. Colleges in Maharashtra. Students need to appear for a state level entrance exam. BITS Pilani, Vellore Institute of Technology. These institutions conduct their own entrance exams. JEE exam. Assessment on the basis of understanding of basic concepts and their application. This assessment is carried on the basis of understanding of basic concepts and their application. This exam has confusing questions. In order to clear this exam, understanding of physics laws should be clear. Engineering course is of 4 years. Branches are decided at the time of admission. First year is common for all the branches. From second year onwards, specific subjects are allocated for each branch. Post-graduation and PhD opportunities are available in India and outside of India. Career opportunities. Subjects: design, manufacturing, strength of material, fluid dynamics, heat transfer, computer-based engineering, manufacturing. Roles: designer, analyst, production engineer, maintenance engineer, marketing engineer, testing laboratory, inspection agencies, workshops, third-party maintenance, installation, commissioning. New career options are in the field of alternate fuel, that is electric mobility,